Here is an Eskimo branded box to fee in. This is a model 20137 from the infamous McGraw or McGraw-Edison company, Bersted Manufacturing division. It's a 2-speed model with the push button control. I have one that's similar to this in a different color scheme. I think the front guard is different as well. That was sold under the Sears brand. That one, I have the box for that one still. These came under a bunch of different brands, different store brands, etc., different colors. I have mixed feelings about these. I think they look really cool. I like the round blades, and I think it's neat how the blades are cut out in the center to wrap around the motor like that. Looks really neat when it's running. But for some stupid reason, they use these dumb 3/8 shafts, and they were just too small to withstand the vibration of the blade, and the bearings on these things notoriously wear out, and that's where the McRoot name comes from, because the bearings are always so badly rooted that these are all noisy and run real rough. The Sears one I have is a disaster in terms of the bearings. It's a shame that the bearings are so bad in these, because these really are quite good performers. They're very powerful fans. This one is one of several I picked up a few weeks ago at a local estate sale. The first estate sale I've been to in a long time. And the owner of that property, I suspect, was like-minded to me. The house was in good condition. Everything inside was pretty neat, and all the equipment inside was generally in good condition and clean and organized. And you can see this fan is no exception. This was either very well cleaned or just not used. Hopefully it was not used, because then we can make sure the bearings are always lubricated and the blade is balanced, and try to get as much life out of this as we can. This has 4 legs on it still. I don't know if these are original or not. They're still very soft. If these are, well, maybe not very soft, but they're still soft. If those are original, that is very impressive. It's a little dirty on the inside, but this is really in quite good condition. There's no real surface rust or anything to speak of that won't probably pretty easily clean off. It almost kind of looks like it's been wiped at some point. Yeah, it does. It definitely looks like someone's been in there. That doesn't look like natural dirt accumulation to me. It looks like someone handled that. And it kind of looks wiped on this side too. Well, maybe this is high hours and somebody cleaned it very, very well. That's extremely rare, but those cases do exist. The handle looks fishy too. I mean, these were very cheap and designed kind of rudimentarily. Maybe that's just how it is, but I kind of feel like there should have been something else here, and that notch there kind of confirms that something about this is not correct. Yeah, I have a feeling that something is off about the handle. This is older than what my expertise goes to, so I can't say for certain, but it just seems a little fishy to me. These screws also look newer than the rest of it. Oh yeah, something's definitely off with the screws, because there's that screw there, and then this screw here. What's on the back? Yeah, I bet these are the originals, and then these were replacements. I wonder if it stripped out when somebody was trying to put it back together, and then these were put on because these have larger threads or something. Well, let's see how it runs. I think this is the original cord. It's kind of a unique plug. Maybe it's not the original cord then. Really, actually that is quite a unique plug. It's not what I would have expected to see on this. According to the information tag, which has some tape residue but might clean off, there was clearly something taped all over this. Tape residue all over here, all over here. You can clearly see a piece of tape there. This is 2.2 amps at 115 volts. So this probably is, if it's saying 115, this has got to be 60s era, I would think. These are getting old. These are, 75 or so years old. So I guess we shouldn't complain about the bearings too much. All right, it's either broken or off. We have 120.1 the volts. Let's go over to the amps. And I think that the first speed is high, so we'll hit it twice. Okay, it seems to be locked up. Yep, it's locked up. Well, that's interesting. The other box fan I got from this estate sale is also locked up. If it's going to free up a little bit, sometimes these things will free up after you just turn it a couple times if the lubrication just dried out. Because of the way these bearings and these things are, I'm not going to run it unless it wants to free up. But let me see if I can just get it to free up a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty well stiff. Wow. Let me throw a drop of oil in there and see if we can get it to run just for the video. Throw a little zoom spout in there. I was watching Rancid Chip Dip, and he said that he thinks the zoom spout spoiled because it turned yellow. And that was an interesting observation because this can 100% was clear when I bought it, and now it's yellow. It still works, but I don't know why it's doing that. I kind of figured it might have something to do with the sitting under fluorescent lighting all the time, but I thought it was the can that was yellowing, but I think it's actually the oil that turned yellow, so I don't know. It's kind of weird. Just put a little bit of oil in the front, into this stupid little 3/8 shaft. Oh, that's really stiff. I am not going to run this if we can't free it up to a reasonable degree. These things you're walking on thin ice with the bearings anyways. No, I think that's good enough just for the test. It's still nowhere near what it should be, but I think we can run it for a minute or two without completely wrecking the bearings. Yeah, these screws are pretty big. I think that's exactly what happened. The original ones stripped out, and then these were used to replace it. Okay, now we'll test it. And we'll try to start with the low first. This way if there's any bearing issues, we'll just shut it off. Wow, that motor has like no torque. I mean, it's stiff, but it's not that stiff. That oil is really gummed up in there. Wow. And it's totally out of focus. Well, we might not be able to really test this properly. It's pulling 3.27 amps, which is not surprising considering how slow it's running. If that oil heats up a touch, it might kind of loosen up and let it run. I wonder if somebody put the wrong kind of oil in here at some point. This is pretty bad. I'm only going to give it another maybe 20 seconds or so, and that's it. It's actually in pretty good balance. That's a miracle in of itself. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Yeah, it's not horrible balance, but it's not great either. That's not full speed, I don't think. Sure is pushing good air though. Yeah, 2.7 amp. That's still that motor's still under more load than it should be. I think it should probably be running considerably faster than this. These are very quiet too for the amount of air moved. It was a good blade design, those big 3-round blades. We never should have gone away from that. I don't think that's quite up to full speed yet. No, it's getting better, but those bearings are definitely got some busted up lubrication in there, stale oil. I just don't feel like that's hitting full speed. The low. get a startup sound on the low. Pretty bad power factor. Well, surprisingly, the bearings seem reasonable. It definitely needs some service, but it works. And there's no reason that this shouldn't be able to be made to work like new once again. And it might look close to it too. Well, I guess the outside of the cabinet's pretty shoddy, but the inside's pretty good. I don't know if this will come off or not. I don't know what it is. It looks like tape residue to me. We'll have to see. If that comes off, well, maybe this will clean up pretty good.